Unpredictable movement is cool, and music needs movement. You know, that special ingredient that makes sound more interesting? Let me show you why you probably need to inject some random movement into your music. So introducing this bad boy to the channel again. Yes, the Guitar Rig 6 plugin. Yeah, I know there is a version 7, but I am by no means a first mover when it comes to getting new plugins. Anyway, let's dive into how we can use Guitar Rig 6 to add movements to some chords. These are the chords before any processing. And this is after. Cool, right? Let's get going and jump straight into the project. So the title of this video is Random Movement. So I want to go into the modifiers, and we're going to use a lot of LFOs in this video. So we're going to drag in an LFO. So up here we have the possibility to change the waveform, and I want to go for a random one. And then we can control the rate, we can control like this degree up here, also like this axis up here. So I think like the first effect that I want to add is maybe just some panning actually. So we're gonna modulate the panning here. So gonna drag the LFO to the panning, open up this here so we can see like how much amount like of LFO we're gonna put to the panning. So let's just play it. Turn up the rate. So I want this to be a little bit like not so much, so we don't get like really hard panning. It should just be something a little bit subtle. Something like that. That's pretty cool. So we're adding like that movement to the synth pad. And again, this is like a random LFO, so we can't like predict where the panning is happening. So I think that's pretty cool. Let's find like another component. So that could be actually some filtering. So maybe like this pro filter is pretty cool. So I'm gonna drag in another LFO. Let me just keep the LFOs up here for like organization sake. I'm gonna select the random one. Maybe we should try to put this over here. So we're gonna drag this to the cutoff frequency of the filter. And let's just try to play it. Gonna turn the amount down a little bit. Up with the rate. Just a little bit less amount. So around here. Again, pretty cool. Maybe just trying out the replica delay. So we can actually go and reuse the first LFO up here and use that for maybe like this depth knob down here. So this is for like, I think it's for some modulation to the delays. This stuff. So they get like, I think they get pitched a little bit in my opinion, like how I listen to it. I just want this to be subtle. So we're going to turn the amount, LFO amount down a little bit here on the slider up here. Then we're going to add a little bit of this saturation here. So I know I said like random modulation, random movement. We can still use an LFO that has the shape of a sine, but I want to have it unsynced. I'm going to put this to the mix. And just gonna turn the amount down a little bit. And then this rate should be a little bit slower. And then I'm gonna put this axis up here. I'm gonna put this around here. So we get like, you can see down here that the modulation doesn't go all the way down to the mix because I still want to have a little bit of delay to the sound. So now it's gonna add some more mix of the delay into the synth pad. This is super cool, and also because all of the other effects that are being modulated, everything just gets more random and unpredictable. And I think this is really cool. So another like cool effect that we can add should be maybe like a phaser actually. And I want to phase this into the filter and the delay. So I want to do some things here. I want to put up the notches to 8. I'm going to put the mix all the way down. Then we're going to go and find another LFO. Put this to random. I want to have this relatively fast. Set it to like this. Then I'm going to put this to the mix. Then I'm going to go to one of the other LFOs. This one up here. I'm going to put this to the amount. And then I'm going to take the first LFO up here. It really doesn't matter like what you choose. As long as it's just modulating some knobs. Then I'm going to modulate the rate here. So now we can actually get something like this. Turn the mix down a little bit, just making sure that it's not, so setting like this axis here. I'm going to set this a little bit so we don't get it to be 100% mix, because I don't want that. Something like this. Just like a lot of cool movement actually. Okay guys, sorry to interrupt this video, but I just want to let you know if you like this video, it means so much to me if you will smash that like button, leave a comment, or even subscribe to the channel. It's gonna help me to grow the channel and reach out to new people. Okay, let's get back into the video. So we need something more. Maybe it's time to actually add some reverb. I'm just gonna add the vintage reverb and put this to gold long. And I think I'm gonna add another LFO here. This time it's gonna be just a sine, maybe a little bit faster. Put it to mix, and then I'm gonna try to make this not go all the way up. So something like this. I think this is cool. This is starting to sound pretty amazing actually, in my opinion. And it's just so much fun to just play around with all of these different effects in Guitar X6. This is not scripted, I'm just trying out some stuff right now and just coming up with some unexpected effects. I think the next one we're gonna add is just a grain delay. And this one can do like a lot of cool stuff. So we're gonna add a little bit of low pass, so we don't get too much like low end rumble. Removing a little bit of the high end. So this one, I'm gonna try to maybe play around with the size here. Smooth kind of modulation, something like this that just goes up and down. You get something like that. Turn the mix down a little bit, so it's just like a subtle effect. Then I'm actually gonna reorder the grain delay to be put into the filter. And then I think like just to have it a little bit more like smooth, I'm gonna add another reverb just at the last part, the reflector one. This one is not gonna be modulated. Like this sounds really amazing, and we could add more stuff if we want to. I think I may have said it 2 times in this video, but this is going to be the last one, the byte component. So this is just to do some bit reduction stuff. So I actually want to play around with maybe like this jitter knob here. Just adding some noise to the sound. So I'm gonna add my last LFO. Gonna put this to random. I think I'm gonna have this to play really fast. So fast rate. Gonna add this to the jitter. Turn the mix down a little bit. You know what? We can also try to play around with this crunch knob. So we get like a little bit of the gritty sound. And that's the cool thing about adding all of these random LFOs, the unsynced sine waves at random rates, different rates, is that you can just reuse these, add them to different knobs, and then you get some really cool, unpredictable movement. So I'm gonna use this one. Go and put this to the crunch. Let's see how this sounds. I have no idea. This adds a lot of noise to the sounds. I'm gonna take the mix down because we don't want this to be too much. We can also just reduce the bit rate a little bit. Like just sitting and listening to the sound just evolving and changing is pretty cool in my opinion. And I think I'm gonna stop here, so not making this video any longer, because I really urge you to get into Guitar X6 and try this out for yourself, because you can really do so much stuff to add interest to your sounds. So let's just try to put this off, and this is the chords. These are the chords without the Guitar X6. So really cool, but just enabling Guitar X6. I think this is just something that you should try out to add that extra spice and interest and movement to your sounds. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I just pressed record on the camera and just wanted to do like a more on the fly kind of tutorial, and I really hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, it would mean so much to me if you smash that like button or even subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss any future videos on the channel. If you want to check out more Guitar X6 stuff, I have another video that you can check out up here. Okay guys, I hope to see you in the next video. Take care, peace.